Coming up next, the Sport Report. We cover all of the news and the results from the night before in the sports world. Become an expert on sports in under 15 minutes. Today, Chandler with Sports covers the MLB games as well as some soccer from yesterday.
Hey TJ, what's going on? I'm Chandler. Hey TJ, what's going on? I'm Chandler and this is Tiger Beat Sports. And I'm Chandler and this is Tiger Beat Sports.
Welcome to a special edition of this all-crazy sports newscast.
Hey everybody, I'm Chandler with Sports and this is the Sport Report.
Chandler with Sports is how he wants to go. With is his middle name, Sports his last name.
I want to get you out the door with every result from every league in under 15 minutes so that you're more informed about what's going on in the world of sports. With that in mind, here we go. Hit it, Blaze.
This is the Sport Report.
Monday, September 2nd, 2019. Hey everybody, I'm Chandler with Sports and this is the Sport Report. Before we jump into the results from yesterday, let's catch up on the top story of the night. This is top of the order.
There's the pass to Leitner. Puts it up. Yes!
There is no time remaining.
He came up 1 yard short.
Derek Jeter with one of the most unbelievable plays you will ever see by a shortstop.
It's showtime. It's party time.
This is top of the order.
Our top story comes from Toronto. Yeah, we're heading north of the border, but not for any Canadian football, rather some Major League Baseball. Justin Verlander becomes the sixth pitcher in Major League history to throw 3 or more no-hitters in his career. He threw his third no-hitter yesterday afternoon when the Houston Astros defeat the Toronto Blue Jays 2-0. It's the 11th time that the Toronto Blue Jays have had no hits heading into the 9th inning. 5 of the previous 10 times, they'd broken up the no-hitter. Well, for the 6th time, they've been no-hit. And Verlander has done it for the 2nd time against the Blue Jays. He's also the first pitcher in Major League history to have 2 no-hitters in the same opposing ballpark, the Rogers Center in Toronto. Abraham Toro hit his 2nd homer of the season in the top half of the 9th inning to give the Astros the lead and the ultimate victory. He was also the player who threw the final out from third to first base to give Verlander his no-hitter. Verlander on the afternoon, 14 strikeouts and 1 walk in a complete game, 9 innings. 17-5 on the season is what he improves to with a 2.56 ERA. Ken Giles falls to 2-3 for the Blue Jays. Aside from Verlander's no-hitter, there was some football, but there was also some college football. Oklahoma defeats Houston 49-31 thanks to transfer quarterback Jalen Hurts. He came from Alabama in the offseason. He had 6 total touchdowns through 3 quarters, 3 on the ground and 3 through the air. Passed for over 300 yards, rushed for over 170. The man was a machine that could not be stopped. Oklahoma rolls by 18. And tonight, the college football opening weekend concludes with number 9 Notre Dame traveling to Louisville to face the Louisville Cardinals. Then in 3 days' time, the 100th season of the NFL will begin with the Green Bay Packers heading to Soldier Field to face off against the Chicago Bears. Now let's head to football.
Ibrahimovic. It's lovely from Zlatan. It's fantastic. Oh, he's still got it. Rolling back the years.
Remember the name, Wayne Rooney.
Rooney, time to run. Antonelli's out. Rooney, it's at the back.
This is Off the Post, where we cover all of the news and results from the European big leagues and Major League Soccer.
In football, right before the international break, where players will not play club matches for 2 weeks. We'll start in the English Premier League. Everton 3, Wolves 2. Goodison Park was rocking when Richarlison had 2 goals, one in the 5th minute, the other in the 80th minute, the 80th minute being the winner. In North London, honours even in North London, Arsenal 2, Tottenham Hotspur 2 at the Emirates, home to Arsenal. Tottenham Hotspur led 2-1 at half-time thanks to Alexander Lacazette's strike just on the stroke of half-time. Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang scored in the 71st minute to give the Gunners the point in the end. Other results from around Europe: in France, Marseille 1, Saint-Étienne 0. Reims 2, Lille 0. In Germany, Werder Bremen 3, Augsburg 2. Eintracht Frankfurt 2, Fortuna Düsseldorf 1. In Serie A, in a Rome derby, Lazio 1, Roma 1. Genoa 2, Fiorentina 1. In La Liga, Atletico Madrid trailed to Eibar 2-0, but Felix, Vitolo, and Tomas gave Atleti the victory in the end. Atleti 3, Eibar 2. Villarreal 2, Real Madrid 2. In Switzerland, Basel 2, Lugano 1. Lucerne 2, Young Boys 2. In Belgium, Club Brugge 1, Henk 1. Anderlecht 1, Stade Liège 0. In the Netherlands, Vitesse 2, Alkmaar 1. Twente 3, Utrecht 1. In Portugal, Braga 0, Benfica 4. In Russia, Spartak Moscow 0, Zenit St. Petersburg 1. In Mexico, Juarez 1, Monterrey 0. Monterrey now owes their fans free beer because they promised that if they lost to Juarez, they would give out free beer. Una cerveza por ti? Sí. Por mí? No. In Scotland, Rangers 0, Celtic 2. In an old firm derby, Celtic scored the late winner. The boys will take 3 points from Ibrox. In Argentina, El Superclásico between River Plate and Boca Juniors, 0-0 between both. Finally, United States Major League Soccer, Seattle Sounders 4, LA Galaxy 3. Seattle scored the winner through Christian Roldan in the 89th minute. What if I told you that all 7 goals in this match came in the 45th minute or later, 1 before halftime, 6 after the half? LAFC 0, Minnesota United 2. Mason Toye has 2 goals in 4 minutes to give Minnesota United the victory. That covers football. Let's head to the diamond.
Derek Jeter with one of the most unbelievable plays you will ever see by a shortstop.
Ortiz into deep right field. Back is Sheffield. We'll see you later tonight.
Someday the Chicago Cubs are going to be in the World Series.
Now from Major League Baseball.
The MLB lineup from yesterday includes 16 games.
We'll pick up at Angels Stadium, Boston Red Sox 4, LA Angels 3. Xander Bogaerts had 3 RBI in this game for the Red Sox, and even though the Angels scored in the bottom half of the 8th inning, the Red Sox still hold on by 1. That was very crucial due to what happened in the A's game. We'll get to that a little bit later. Milwaukee Brewers 4, Chicago Cubs nothing. Tyler Chatwood falls to 5-3 on the season for the Cubbies, as Chicago only had 4 hits against the Milwaukee pitching staff. Pittsburgh Pirates 6, Colorado Rockies 2. Well, the Colorado Rockies just got swept by the Pittsburgh Pirates and dropped to second worst in the NL. They are now 20 games under 500 and 15 games back of the second wild card in the NL. Jeff Hoffman falls to 1-5 for the Rockies, as the Pirates scored 4 of their 6 runs in the top half of the 7th, where they scored 2, and the top half of the 9th, where they scored the other 2. Washington Nationals 9, Miami Marlins 3. Patrick Corbin's 11-6 with a 3.19 ERA for the Nationals, who scored 7 of their 9 runs between the 5th and the 7th innings. St. Louis Cardinals 4, Cincinnati Reds 3. Michael Lorenzen falls to 0-4 for the Reds, as the Cardinals score a run in the 7th, the 8th, and then they walk it off in the bottom half of the 9th thanks to Harrison Bader's single to center field. Tyler O'Neill scores, and the Cardinals walk off once again. Second day in a row that the Cardinals have walked off against the Reds. Carlos Martinez improves to 4-2 for St. Louis. But there was also another doubleheader on the calendar. 2 days ago, the Cardinals and Reds played a doubleheader. Yesterday, they also played a doubleheader. And in the second game, the Reds take advantage and win 5-3 over the Cardinals. Luis Castillo improves to 14-5 with a 3.25 ERA on the season for the Reds. Raisel Iglesias gets his 28th save of the year for Cincinnati. Minnesota Twins 8, Detroit Tigers 3. Michael Pineda improves to 11-5 on the season for the Twins, who scored 5 of their 8 runs in the top half of the second inning. Kansas City Royals 6, Baltimore Orioles 4. Ian Kennedy gets his 25th save of the season for the Royals, as Royals trailed 4-3 in the bottom half of the 7th. Well, they tied the game, then took the lead in the bottom half of the 7th, added an insurance run in the 8th, and they win by 2. Seattle Mariners 11, Texas Rangers 3. Yusei Kikuchi improves to 6-9 on the season for Seattle, as Kyle Seager had a 3-run home run in this game in the top half of the 8th inning for the Mariners. It's his 19th homer of the year. San Diego Padres 8, San Francisco Giants 4. Eric Lauer improves to 8-8 on the season for the Padres. Jeff Samardzija falls to 9-11 with a 3.61 ERA for the Giants. Ty France hit his 3rd and 4th homers of the season. It's his first career multi-home run game. It came as a member of the San Diego Padres. He'll never forget this one. In 11 innings, LA Dodgers 4, Arizona Diamondbacks 3. The Dodgers scored in the top half of the 11th inning thanks to Jock Peterson's 28th homer of the season off Taylor Clark, who falls to 4-5 on the season for the Diamondbacks. Casey Sadler improves to 4-0 for the Dodgers as Los Doyers set a team mark with 4 homers in this game, also setting a record for most home runs in a season by an LA Dodgers team. Atlanta Braves 5, Chicago White Sox 3. Freddie Freeman had 2 homers in this game, and he provided all 5 runs as he had 5 RBI in this game for the Atlanta Braves. Julio Teheran improves to 9-8 with a 3.38 ERA for the Braves. Lucas Giolito falls to 14-8 with a 3.3 ERA for the White Sox. Mark Melancon gets his 8th save of the season for Atlanta. Philadelphia Phillies 5, New York Mets 2. The Mets scored 1 in the top half of the 8th inning to tie the game at 2, but the Phillies scored 3 in the bottom half of the 8th inning to take the lead and eventually the victory. Scott Kingery had his 31st double of the season, and he cleared the Ducks off the pond, scoring Bryce Harper, Rhys Hoskins, and Cesar Hernandez to give the Phillies the 3 runs that they would need to win the game. New York Yankees 5, Oakland Athletics 4. If you're like me, you turn the game off in the bottom half of the 8th inning when the Yankees are down 4-0, thinking that the game's over. Well, we made a mistake and turned the game off. The Yankees ended up scoring 3 in the bottom half of the 8th inning, then they scored 2 in the bottom half of the 9th, and they walk it off in the bottom half of the 9th. Mike Ford hits a solo home run to center field off Liam Hendricks after Brett Gardner had tied the game at 4 earlier in the inning off of Hendricks. The Yankees win. They're the first Major League team to 90 wins this season, and the A's are now on the outside looking in the wild card race. They are half a game back of the Cleveland Indians. The Boston Red Sox are making a run. They're 5 games back of Cleveland, 5.5 back of Tampa. But Boston plays Tampa towards the end of the month. It's going to be an interesting AL wild card. 4 teams fighting for 2 spots. Speaking of the Cleveland Indians, Carlos Carrasco came back in this game. We'll get to him in just a second. Tampa Bay Rays 8, Cleveland Indians 2. Charlie Morton improves to 14-6 with a 3.06 ERA for the Rays. Adam Plutko falls to 6-4 for the Indians, as Morton also struck out 8 Indian batters in this game, but that didn't seem to matter. Carlos Carrasco came back for the Cleveland Indians in this game. The pitcher had been diagnosed with leukemia earlier in the season, and he came back and pitched an inning. He had 19 pitches, 13 of them being strikes. Welcome back, Carlos Carrasco. We hope you stay healthy for the rest of the season and for the rest of your life. That's the Sport Report for Monday, September 2nd, 2019.
For now, I'm Chandler.
Thanks for tuning into the Sport Report today. We'll be back tomorrow with the latest in sports. In the words of Joe Buck, who is a commentator for Fox Sports,
We will see you tomorrow night.
So let it be written, so let it be done. See you next time on The Sport Report.
Do you want to contact Chandler with sports, have thoughts on sports, or questions about advertising on The Sport Report? Find us on Twitter or Instagram at SportReportCWS for either social media site.
This podcast is copyrighted by The Sport Report for viewers to understand sports from a news reporting basis. Any other use of this podcast, Sport Report logos, or anything associated with this podcast without the express written consent of Chandler with Sports is strictly prohibited.